Hey Toon Fanatics, and welcome to Toon Corner. And today I'll be talking about theatrical cartoons seen on television. This cartoon trend has started way back in the mid-1950s. Cartoons at the time were still seen in movie theaters, and cartoons that are usually made for television hasn't really been a common thing yet, not until the late 50s, thanks to Hanna-Barbera and Jay Ward. In 1955, Paul Terry retired and sold Terrytoons to CBS. So a lot of Terrytoons cartoons have been seen on television during that time, but the most popular has been Mighty Mouse and Heckle and Jekyll. In fact, there was actually a time where the Terrytoons cartoons have been featured under the name The Mighty Mouse Playhouse, starring and hosted by Mighty Mouse himself. Disney, at the time, was already successful with television thanks to their live-action shows like the Mickey Mouse Club. And during that time, on those very small occasions, they would actually show not only some of their animated films on television, but also there were some times where they actually show some of their theatrical shorts. In the late 50s, Woody Woodpecker hosted the Woody Woodpecker Show, which usually has theatrical cartoons that stars not only Woody Woodpecker, but also on small occasions would also have Chilly Willy. In the early 60s, Looney Tunes began to be seen on television for the very first time, starting with the Bugs Bunny Show. And so basically the show has Bugs Bunny hosting a lot of the Looney Tunes cartoons. And not only he did that, but he also was a spokes rabbit for Alphabet Cereal and Tane. And of course, later on in the future, the Looney Tunes began to be seen on television on different occasions to this very day. Harveytoons cartoons was doing the same thing at the time, actually being seen on television. Starting with Matty's Fun Day Funnies. The show was hosted by Mattel's mascot and sponsor, Matty Mattel. He would host the Harveytoons cartoons that usually features Casper the Friendly Ghost, Little Audrey, Herman and Catnip, and Baby Huey. And of course, later on in the future, Harveytoons cartoons have been seen under different names, like Casper and Friends or the Harveytoons Show, for example. By the mid-60s, theatrical cartoons on television has become a more common thing when it comes to the Saturday morning lineup. Every Saturday morning, kids wake up early in the morning to watch not only theatrical cartoons like Tom and Jerry and Popeye, but also different animated shows for television like Rocky and Bullwinkle, for example. And that continued on for a couple more decades, and by the 1990s, 3 new channels had a shot at airing theatrical cartoons. The Disney Channel has aired some of their Disney theatrical shorts. Nickelodeon, for a very short amount of time in the early 90s, aired Looney Tunes, and Cartoon Network was airing Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, Popeye, and MGM cartoons. Later on, all those theatrical cartoons, plus the cartoons made by Hanna-Barbera, were all shifted to a channel known as Boomerang, where everybody could see a lot of the different cartoons that a lot of people actually have grown up with. Unfortunately, nowadays, Boomerang has went downhill in a lot of different areas, and sometimes it's actually considered a Cartoon Network wannabe. So the theatrical cartoons on television trend, majority of that actually kind of died. But it all depends on what time of day you actually watch Boomerang. Like if you're watching Looney Tunes, if you want to watch Looney Tunes, you might actually watch it while eating breakfast, for example. But luckily, though, however, Nowadays, there are 3 ways you can watch theatrical cartoons, and you can watch them anytime. You got the power of the internet, DVDs, and VHS tapes. And the question of the day is, what are your thoughts on theatrical cartoons? Just let me know in the comment section down below. Feel free to leave any requests. And I'll see you next time in Toon Corner.